This is the worst nation in War Thunder. The worst nation in terms of ground has terrible tanks, terrible players. This nation is Japan. Yes, Japan is the worst nation in War Thunder. You may be thinking, why? What did Japan do to become the worst nation in War Thunder, and why is that? From just the start of the tech tree, you can immediately see the downsides and why Japan is just so bad. For example, whilst having a 57mm cannon at reserve tier and having both APHE and heat and being a medium tank, the Igo Co is an absolute disgrace to any other tank. Fitted with only APHE with no more penetration than 21mm and heat with only 55mm of penetration, you can see grinding Japan is going to be a rough, long road. Immediately after the Igo Co, the Chiha has the same gun, same rounds, but slightly different armor, from 7mm to 30mm. Japan's other reserve, the Kini, has only APHE and this time a 37mm cannon opposed to a 57mm cannon. But instead of 21mm of APHE and 55mm of EAT, you only get APHE at 47mm penetration, right in the middle. So yeah, Japan immediately starts off bad. But that's just the interwar tanks, where else are they bad? The tank after the Kini has 57mm of penetration as an APHE round. It slowly starts to get better, where you will struggle to kill multiple vehicles at the equivalent BR. Next, the rank 2 Chi-Ha Kai has 70mm of pen on APHE, but thin armor at only 30mm, and you'd think it'd have a good speed to substitute the bad armor being a medium tank. Well, no. The speed is crap, the gun is meh, and the armor is crap. So congratulations Hirohito. If we then skip to the Chinyu, it's even worse speed, and a good gun, but the armor at only 50mm, and the armor is flat and not angled, making it very vulnerable. As you build through the tree, the tanks do slowly get better and are having an actual good chance at standing against the enemy. Whilst not having many good vehicles, the Japanese tree does have one great vehicle. Take 5 seconds to try and guess. If you guessed the Hori production, you are correct. Quotations on the production though, because it never actually entered production, so that title is complete BS. In fact, it never even left the paper. A wooden mock-up was made of a prototype variant, but the production variant just doesn't exist, never did, and never will. We just got some World of Tanks kind of shit here. This tank has an absolute amazing gun with APHE with over 230mm of penetration, with a very, very nice armor ranging from 100 all the way to 200mm and 105mm gun to fit that 230mm penetration. This tank, in some ways, is better than Soviet heavies like the IS-3 and the IS-4, which are also as unkillable as the Hori production. Why is that? Soviet heavies have great armor and gun, but they have an absolutely crappy 10-second, 20-second reload. The Hori, which has a gun on par, the armor is also on par to the IS-3 and the IS-4. So why do I prefer it? The Hori production has a 9-second reload over the 20-second on the IS-3s and IS-4s. Anyways, I'm not allowed to be nice to Japan in this video, so here's a few more things. Japan has quite a few more issues. For example, most of the tanks in the game are either experimental or prototypes. Japan didn't have many resources to mass produce anything but 37mm cannon, so most 75mm tanks in the game are normally prototypes. The whole point of Japan's invading other countries, for example, the Second Sino-Japanese War, was for more resources. Same goes for Pearl Harbor when the USA cut off oil exports to Japan, because Japan had no resources at all. Yay. Many of Japan's tanks are also designed with anti-infantry in mind, and not anti-tank. The Chinese didn't have any tanks, so anti-tank wasn't a problem, nor was it needed, until someone came along in 1941. So yes, that is Japan, the worst nation in War Thunder. Please join my Discord where we host events and it is very active, I swear. Subscribe or I will delete all your families, and also shout out to both Tomcat and Tupolev for the Patreon. And join my Patreon too, or else.